All right, so now we're gonna talk about the BrewBuilt fermenter, and we are going to transfer the IPA that we made into this keg. So we've been through keg anatomy. This is a clean, purged, sanitized keg, ready for beer. And in here we have a finished Pliny the Elder clone that we made from the morebeer.com kits. So there's a lot of things that I like about this keg, or about this fermenter. So we're gonna start from the bottom and work our way up, and then we're gonna start this transfer. So at the bottom here, we have a container. So this container is going to catch all of the trube that is coming out. We can simply close this butterfly valve, remove that container, dump it, or store the yeast, do whatever we wanna do, or put a dump valve and just get rid of that trube over time. I would highly recommend a diaphragm, not a butterfly valve, because the diaphragm, you can really dial it in. But we actually don't need to do that, because one of the coolest things about this is that it comes with a floating dip tube. What that means is on the inside of this, instead of a steel dip tube that goes down into a keg like this one, this has a clear tubing line, just like these, and the top is suspended by a ball. So that ball is floating at the top level of our beer. So I actually didn't need to dump any of that trube, opening up our chances of oxidation, contamination, anything like that. So this is completely sealed. We cold crashed it, so all of those hops are down here. My guess is the trube line is somewhere around this, and I'm not even gonna worry about that, because I'm just gonna keep an eye on it during the transfer. As soon as we see trube, cut it off, and now we have the clearest beer possible going into this keg. All of that is theoretical. Could run into some issues or hiccups or whatever, but we'll deal with them as they come. For now, that is what we are going to do. So the other components that are on this, you've got the spigot for sampling. This is where I've been taking the readings with the hydrometer to make sure that fermentation is complete. Maybe I've been tasting it along the way, so I probably have about a pint missing because the taste tests have been really good. So this is actually the pressure kit off of my Flex Pluses. This was where the blow-off valve was connected. I connected this just so that I could keep track of what pressure is inside. Has a built-in pressure release valve. These are the cool stick ports for the glycol chiller. So inside here is a cool stick that it came with, and that helped me control the fermentation temperature to the T. So that in a nutshell is the BrewBuilt. Oh, and this is the port where you would put the temperature probe for your Inkbird or temperature controller or whatever. This is the thermo well for that. So great fermenter, holds pressure. You could carbonate in this and serve directly off of it if you wanted to. I'm not gonna do that because I have taps, but really it'll work as a unitank. So let's go ahead and do this. I've got my CO2 over here. I'm gonna put pressure onto this keg, or onto this fermenter, and then I have my trusty lines right here that we're going to clear of oxygen before starting the transfer. So I'm gonna sanitize everything, get the line hooked up, and then apply CO2, and our transfer will begin. Everything is nice and sanitary. That is the line out. Just double checked that. We are going to put it on the out post, so that dip tube that goes all the way down, that's what we want to feed it into. Oh, actually I'm gonna clear this. So I need to hook up our CO2 to the line in. That's gonna put a little bit of pressure on there. And now, just with a dump tank, I'm just gonna clear it. So now, this line right here is full of beer. I can already tell that it's clean and happy. I'm going to re-sanitize it because I stuck my finger in there. Hook it up to the outpost. And away we go. I can see it transferring already. I'm gonna open the pressure release valve because the CO2 in there needs to be displaced by the liquid. And now we just monitor it. Again, like I showed you in the other kegging video, I label my kegs. Doing that during the transfer is just kind of my habit. That way I stay consistent. The name of the beer, the day I brewed it, and the percentage, the alcohol percentage. Stick it to my pants so that that duct tape doesn't stay on my keg forever. Put it right on there. So this just finished transferring. I've got line in, or air in the line, so I'm just gonna disconnect it, close my pressure release valve, so now this is all sealed up. I'm gonna take that same CO2 line, connect it to the gas post here. Again, we're gonna replace the air that's above the beer, between the top of the beer and the top of the keg. That's called the head space. So now I'm pressurizing that. I'm just gonna pull the pressure release valve a couple of times. That gives me as a warm fuzzy that we're getting rid of all the oxygen that we can. Oh, that smells so good. This is gonna be fantastic. After this, I'm gonna put it into my kegerator and force carbonate it overnight with the CO2, and it'll be ready to drink tomorrow. Cannot wait to have this. See ya.